I'm going to start off with a couple of rhetorical questions. They're rhetorical because I really don't want you to throw yourself under the bus this early in the morning. Okay? But how many times have we lost, looked, wanted, needed, and we just can't find, and we seek? Let's start with our keys. How many times have you lost your keys? Do you put them in a particular place all the time, or do you just randomly throw them places? Or do you have a brilliant idea, like when I pull in the garage and say, I'm just going to unload all this stuff and do a couple things and then jump back in and go? That was the worst. They were in my ignition, and I looked forever, and I did open my door, and I'm even standing there looking around, and it's dinging, right? Dinging, and finally I went, oh, there they are. Because I put my keys in the same place all the time. So, how much time do we spend? Clothes. You're looking for a garment. Is it in the washer? Is it in the dryer? Wait a minute. Is it still in the hamper? Maybe I didn't wash it, but wait a minute. When did I wear it last? Maybe it's still in my closet. I don't know. And the best is whether you've been in the store for 40 minutes or 10 minutes, and you come back out and you can't remember where you parked. Thank God for clickers, right? And hope there's not as many of us out there at the same time looking for your car. But we're always seeking. Job, career, partner, housing, books, movies, food. How often do we Google trying to find out about something or looking for something? And it's all in an external way. It's all on the outside of us. When what we really need and what we really want is inside of us. It's inside of our internal self. Rumi said, I looked in temples, churches, and mosques, but found the divine within my heart. That essence of who you really are, where is it? It's inside. When I say inside you, in you, through you, around you, all the time. But what is it? It's divinity. It is our piece of the divine that is in us. This is who you really are. There's not really a lot of seeking you have to do to find it, because it's right here and you've got it with you. Always have, always will. There. It's about being open and aware and receiving. Because really, what were you before you came into this form? Think about it. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, right? So we were spiritual beings that are phenomenal and magnificent and amazing. Only a small part of that can channel down into being this human form. So guess what? Still a big portion of us spiritually is always there for us to connect and blend with. As well as Rumi once said, once you were particles of light, now you are beings of light, radiating love. Wouldn't be a Lena message without some love, right? Because that's really what it's all about. And I think we've been convinced and we've been told that love is an emotion or a feeling that is shared between two people. And it is that, and that's wonderful, but it's much more than that. It is the universe. It is universal love. It is universal energy. It is a contagious force. It is a gift that we have and everybody has that we can exchange all the time. And I want to let you know that being this love and light, the universe does not want you to work harder to be this. It actually wants you to breathe, to let it go, to relax, and to be open to things being easier and more magical. When we can trust the universe, because the people that know of the flow and understand the universal flow and stay with the flow realize that force is not the way to do it. It's a waste of time and energy and effort. It's about getting in alignment with that magical flow within ourselves. And it really is as simple as helping out a homeless person. You know, there was this guy and his dog that used to hang out in a grocery or a shopping mall near me. And one day I stopped and bought him a burger and fries. You know what he did with the burger? Here I'm thinking I'm doing something nice. He split that burger in half and gave the other half to his dog. Every time from that point on, I made sure he had multiple burgers. I was just like, that was so, I mean, he humbled me, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to do something nice today. I'm like, oh yeah. You win. Saving the worm from the sun. A smile. Being grateful, being hopeful, being proud, being in touch and in tune, brave and forgiving. All these are acts of love and ways for us to be loving. So I mentioned it just a few minutes ago, is where is our trust and our faith in this universe and this process and how it works? I want to share with you a story about a woman that I know that her ex-husband had stopped paying support. Not just for a month, not just for a while, several months went by to the point that she's really starting to feel this at this point. She's aware, so she tried to be very open and open to relief, open to the system, knowing that the divine is our provider for everything, and to trust that and to know that. Now, in the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, which is, by the way, nothing about money, but he talks about having the burning desire, why, and letting go of the how. And that's exactly what this woman tried to do, was put herself in, this is support, this is for my family, this is for my child, all this kind of stuff. It's about doing your part. Now, still had to call support, had to explain the situation, and the thing of it is to them, you're just numbers and names. You're not a story. They don't really know what's going on and what to believe and what not to believe. So how far do you tell? What do you tell? You got to be careful and not say what you really want to say about this party that's not doing this. It should be. So you got to ask for help and be willing to receive it. She gave some updates, got everything in line, and then turned it over. Let it go. And spent most of the time trying to find peace with the situation. It turned out better than you could ever imagine. Because guess what? When that wage withholding hit that gentleman that was the victim, that didn't have any money, that didn't have any way to pay it, that needed it for their own care, not only did they cough up all the arrears, but paid 1 month ahead. Oh my gosh. Right? Right? This is trusting the system. It's doing your part, like Napoleon Hill said. Do your part in peace, and then let the rest go, knowing that your best interest is going to be served. Because it's so easy for us to get caught up in the rightness and the wrongness and things like that, but everybody's true character ended up getting revealed as it needed to be revealed. So I often talk about protecting yourself energetically and spiritually from contamination. And oftentimes we think of protecting our energy with people, but it's also with situations. Even like with this, in the very beginning there was lots of phone calls, so it was draining, and it was, just really rough to go through all of that. And it was best to just, again, let it go, not operate from a place of fear and the programming, because guess what? We're always going to get curveballs. There's always going to be adventures and experiences in this life. We cannot control those things. We cannot control what's going to happen, the weather, whatever it is. We can't control those things. Where your true power is controlling your own response to it. And I think it's tough because it feels hard, because sometimes it feels real personal. Like if you feel attacked, you feel assaulted, you feel like somebody's trying to break you down. And they, as well as you, have the right to be upset and angry. And you need to be human, okay? I'm definitely not trying to say, don't do that, don't stuff it. But they're probably expecting you to go into fight mode, to retaliate, to be angry, because that's probably what part of their want is. And it is tough to not take your energy and focus on that problem, because that problem is what is causing me all of this stress. But really, the way to conquer it is to put your energy into the peace and the joy and the love of your own life. The Course in Miracles says that peace of mind is clearing an internal matter. It must begin within our own thoughts and then extend outward. So it starts with us and within us. Buddha talks about taking, like dirty water, and if you just give it enough time and let it settle, it'll clear up, right? It'll get clearer. It's the same thing with us and our emotions and our reactions. Give it a little bit of time. Seek your peace, and your journey and your course will become more clear. So no matter how it seems to be happening or not happening, tough, after you go through your emotional reactions and your understandable anger, it's okay. Seek the gratitude that this came into your life, that this crossed your path. Appreciate, because guess what? It does create in us a stronger place to whatever's coming next. Because the darkness that happens in our life really does teach us about our own strength and our own power. It's the light that teaches us about our humanity and our love. That was actually Shakespeare. So, I know it's sometimes a challenge, but in any dark times, any tough times, to really just be open to the beauty in it, to be open to the nugget in it, because there's always something in it. It's really about us changing our vision. And I saw this somewhere on a post where it said it's almost like a camera, where you're looking through the lens and it's up to you what you focus on, and it's up to you what you take pictures of and collect the positive of it. The negative, feed through it, let it go. Especially with digital, isn't it great? You just delete. Oh my God, I look like that, delete. And if you don't like the picture, take a new one. That is what it's about. This is beautiful. And the cool thing about this is, what it all boils down to is finding your peace, taking your time, trusting the universe, and changing the view of your camera is all self-love. It is all self-care. It is prioritizing you and making what is important in your life the most important thing. And it's funny because I think sometimes we ruminate about our problems and we make them so much bigger, and at the same time we limit our abilities to deal with them, versus overestimating the problem and underestimating ourselves. We've got this. This is what we can do. It's not about trying to prove a point. It's not trying to make yourself small. It's not trying to please other people or anything like that, because that's the stuff that robs you of your peace. And it's not really you. But when you find yourself is where your true freedom is, and not having concern in them. Because really, we have our own answers. Nobody else has it like us. Nobody's walking in our shoes like we are. Not that you can't get some advice, but really listen to your own inner voice. Listen to your own soul. It's not about satisfying society or anybody else. It's about satisfying your soul. Because when you satisfy your soul, you're your own guru. You're your own teacher. You're everything that you need. You're not here to heal so that you can learn how to deal with trauma better. No, I don't want to do that. I want less of that stuff. I want to heal so that I'm open to the peace and the joy and the love and learning how to receive it. Because that's a kicker too. Isn't that funny sometimes when somebody tries to send you food and you're like, oh, I don't know, thank you. Oh, yes, I really appreciate that. But it's that openness to receive that I'm deserving. Now, think about this. A butterfly cannot see its own wings, can it? But we know how beautiful it is. So this is actually where I really implore you to find your tribe, to have a spiritual community, to where when you're not seeing your beauty, you got people that'll help you remind you of your beauty. Like the song I got sang to last week, that was perfect. You know what I'm saying? That beauty, remind yourself to be from that beauty. Now, Think of somebody in your life or some, your niece, your nephew, a grandchild, your pet, whatever it is that makes you soften and warm and gushy, and maybe even turns you into a babbling silliness of, kind of stuff. What? Are we doing that to ourselves? Do you ever do that with yourself? Are you ever brushing your teeth and look in the mirror and go, oh, you, you're so cute. But you know what? We need to be doing this because you are beautiful beings. You are unbelievable beings. You're the best and most amazing expression of God that there is, of the divine that there is. So pour into yourself. Pour into yourself whatever it is that you need until your heart is full. Until you are full. Just be a good person. Love where you can, do what you can, help who you can, but make sure that you're doing the same thing for yourself. That you're giving that same attention that you give to everybody else. And I mean, I'll be honest, I kind of feel a little hypocritical because this is something I'm still working on too. I'll be the first one to give you the shirt off my back. But to receive, ooh, yeah. Get eye surgery, it'll teach you something, let me tell you. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna get through this. You mentioned my friend Denise that has received a pretty bad diagnosis. We're still waiting. They're maybe gonna try one more, which I consider like a Hail Mary kind of thing. But I think that as I look at this and I learn, the biggest mistake we make is that we think we have unlimited time. So be present, be kind, be loving, be more loving, be more loving to yourself, here and now. And always, no matter what, believe that there is something good going to happen. My friend has been, not that there's not been really great things that have happened in her life, but there's been a lot of turmoil mixed into it too, and a lot of rough different things from relationships to childhood, the whole thing. And a few years ago, she met her dream man. And they built their dream house, live in this dream community, doing everything they love doing. So, again, I'm really trying to shift my camera lens here because part of me wants to be like, why now? But then the other picture that I want to take is that she has had some of the best years with this man. And I'm so grateful for that. Always believe something good can happen. Because we can never go back and change whatever's been happening. We can start right here, right now, and change going forward. We talk about this being Earth School, and it is. But I really think that it's about us remembering who we really are, what our soul already knows. And by connecting and finding your true source and yourself, you're going to be connected to that. So, this is not about making anybody else understand your path. It's you understanding yourself. So love yourself. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to heal. Allow yourself to say no. Allow yourself to say yes. Allow yourself to change, make mistakes, have experiences, adventures. Pursue your dreams, even if you think they're crazy. Live, love, laugh, and dream.